Good day, YouTube. It is the 24th of October, 2023, and picked this up yesterday. This is a 2004 John Deere LT150 hydromatic transaxle. It does have the 15 horsepower Kohler engine in it, my favorite engines, and we're going to give this thing an assessment, see what's up with it, and see if it'll run. So I can tell you up front that that hood hinge is broke. I've had a number of these over the years. Always those are broke. You can get an aftermarket one on Amazon for 20 bucks. I have one ordered. Let's take the hood off. So there's the Kohler engine. Oh wow, the shroud is loose. I didn't know that. That has clues, doesn't it? Like something's going on. I really don't know much about it, but they didn't take this off for no reason. Oh, it's got a rat's nest in it. Okay. Okay, well, that's easy enough. Easy enough to fix. I checked the oil. The oil is brand new. Somebody just replaced it. Check the air box. The battery says E of 6, so that's probably 2016. So it's no doubt no good. The gasket, put that back. Filter, well, the nut is gone. There should be a nut, I believe, on there. She's a little dirty. I'm sure we got one on the shelf for this. Okay, well, we're learning a little bit about this thing. I know it turns over because I grabbed it before I bought it. Paid $113 for this yesterday. That was our negotiated price. I haven't opened or sniffed the fuel, so if you missed out on the first video on this thing was sitting in a barn and birds were living on it. It was the most disgusting thing you have ever seen. So I've already done a video cleaning this up, but it cleaned up pretty good. We'll be able to make a nice little machine out of this. But it was so gross that I wouldn't even pull the gas cap off of it. It was that disgusting. Want to see if this smells anything like gas? Oh, no, it's bad. I can just smell the cap. Yeah. So we can't turn this over or anything until we get the fuel out of this thing and kind of get it flushed out a little bit. So that's probably going to be the first order of business. I might throw a battery charger on that battery to see if anything happens with it. I don't feel like I would like sell this or anything until spring, so we'll probably wait till spring to put a new battery in it. So I'm hoping either that battery comes back. I threw one on the charger last night that might work, etc., etc. So these are pretty nice little machines. They were like 2,600 bucks when they was new. So I'm hoping to kind of bring this one back and make something to a fun little project, couple videos, and something to sell in the spring. So these have a fuel pump on them, mechanical fuel pump. So I think we'll get a can or pan or something. These only hold 2 gallons of fuel, and it looks like it's about half full. So it's been sitting long enough for the fuel to get nasty. So we probably got some issues. Obviously, we got a mouse nest cleanup out of this thing. So let me get a pan, some pliers. Let's get the fuel draining, and we'll go from there. Woo, that's pretty yellow. No, it's not pretty. It's pretty yellow. It's very yellow. Yeah. It's gonna smell bad too. Bummer. All right, we're gonna let that thing drain all day or something. Yeah, you can. These things have a kind of a translucent gas tank from the rear. You can see how much fuel is in it. See there? So there's probably less than a gallon in it down to the bottom of the tank. So let's let that drain out of here. Hey, the tires held air. That's good. That's good. These things have a unique way to adjust the blade. Instead of having a lever, it has that foot pedal right there. So you push that down and it raises the blade up. You can adjust its height, resting height, with that knob, and then you can lock it up in that with that green button, green lever. Kind of nifty. I like that. All right, let's fuel drain. We'll clean up that little nest. Got my itty bitty compressor running. We can blow this out. Alright, we'll get some air. Alright, let's blow that junk out. I'm gonna put a little fuel in this thing to flush out before I put that line back on the fuel pump. Kind of give everything a flush out, get that nasty stuff out of there. It's one of them goofy cans. Smelling better in there. All right, then we'll put that line back on, put some fuel in it. Just having issues getting all that fuel out of that tank, even though I poured some in there. So I'm gonna put some air into the fuel cap and try to blow that air, blow the gas out of it. There we go. That's working. All right, I finally got that fuel flowing good. I went second round of a little bitty air compressor tank blowing into that fuel tank, and I think we got a good siphon going now. It's going to get all that fuel out of there. It's not yellow anymore, so the fresh fuel I put in is what's coming out. Turns out I do not have a battery good enough to crank this, so I'll run and get one. But we'll put some fuel in it and see if she goes. It does crank over. It was enough battery to turn it over once. I had to grab a key off the shelf, and because there was no key with it. But pretty soon here we'll see what we got. So we'll let this fuel drain for a bit. Guys, we're back from Walmart. Got a new battery. I put a new fuel filter in and a new gas line from the filter to the carburetor to the fuel pump. And it's time to put fuel in this. Obviously non-ethanol fuel. I have a few partial cans and my 30-gallon fuel tote with, I would say, not fresh, from the summer to spring to summer fuel. Just while I use it up and stuff like this, so I can get fresh fuel for everything. If you're not familiar with my channel, every Thanksgiving Day I service all my generators. This year that's like 16 generators, and I service them all and put fresh fuel in them. I dump them out and put the fuel in my car or something, and then put fresh fuel in it, run them a bit, and so forth. So we got some non-ethanol fuel in some various cans, so we'll put the contents of this can in here. Be great for the winter because I'm sure this will sit, and then we're going to see if this will run. All right, the fuel's in, picked up tools, blade's not engaged, battery's in, it's got brand new oil in it, thank you whoever did that, and tires are up because we want to see if it drives also. If it does run, should run. I already ordered a carburetor for it yesterday, and I ordered that front hinge yesterday. That's everything I've got coming for it. So let's see if it goes. Wish me luck. Throttle works. Chokage works. I think the seat's already been disconnected. Yep. Oh hey, the key. I grabbed one off the shelf. This thing just keeps getting better. Alright. I'll leave it in there for the minute. What? Oh, we got smokage. Oh, loose connections. Stand by. I bet that battery I had in there, temporary, would have worked. It just had a bad connection, so I tightened 11mm wrench, battery post on this solenoid. Now then, better? A lot. Still smoking. Ooh. Battery cable. Okay. I see it smoking at the battery cable connection. Let me try again. Alright, I saw the smoke coming from here, so even though this looks to be a reasonable connection, it's evidently not. It's got a lot of stuff on it too, a lot of anti-corrosion stuff on it. So I think somebody might have been fighting it. I don't know. But I'll go cut this off, crimp a new end on. Alright, this is like 8 gauge, I'm guessing maybe 6. We're going to crimp it with an 8 gauge die. Tape that up real quick, and there we go. Let's go put it on. All right, cable's back on. Try again. smoke out of the starter. Wow. Let me think. Alright, I brought out the big charger. So I guess it's possible the battery I got wasn't charged, but they typically are. So we got the in starter mode, 250 amp boost, 225 amp boost. Give that a shot. Try that. Smokage from the starter. That's why they were taking this apart. The starter was going. I may have one on the shelf. We'll let it cool a second and try again. I was just starting to pump fuel into the filter. Well, that's boosted. I'm gonna check the shelf. I don't have a spare starter. I have a whole engine on the shelf actually, but I'm not gonna take starter off of it. We'll order one. We'll keep trying this, just short bursts. Let me keep trying this. It's not got the filter full yet, but a little bit of fuel's getting in there. Cranked it a few times. It's actually getting a little faster each time, and the filter's full now, so it could kick off here any minute. Not this time. Let's give it a little help. Right, maybe I need a screw in that cover. All right, put one screw in it. Can done. Well, sort of runs. Might be a lot of gas in there, like flooded city. Starter's better. Alright guys, I pulled the plug out, I turned the engine over, it's just blowing fuel out, so the carburetor's just junk. New one, I think will be here tomorrow. So, it fouled the plug immediately, probably will again, and then we'll just end the video until, or pause the video until the carburetor shows up. But I think we got a good machine here. Pretty happy. I wanted it to run enough to try out the mechanics of it, but it is what it is. So I'll order a starter. See if it'll go. No chokage. Flooded. Heck with it. Alright guys, we'll see you when the carburetor arrives. Alright guys, it's been maybe even a week or something. It's what is today? 29th now of October. So A couple days away from old Halloween. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day in Oregon. It was a little frosty this morning, but the sun came out, warmed up, such. I actually picked up another John Deere today. Picked up that L110. I just posted a video on that one, and I just got the thing today. So that was a fun little project. Get it up and running, and it's running. So check that video out. Again, it already posted earlier today. And with any luck, this one will post about a week from today. So we got some parts. We ordered a starter for this thing. That is not my cat sneaking in on the right. So the starter's here, carburetor's here, and that front bumper hood support mount thing is here. So let's start putting some parts on this thing and get this thing running and driving. Let's get that hood off. Okay, so starter. So somebody had started taking this cowl off before I got it. Obviously they were headed for a starter replacement, but they didn't quite get there. That's okay, we'll get it. So probably 10mm, we'll disconnect the battery. Get the starter cable unhooked. I guess as long as we don't engage everything, we don't need to disconnect the battery. You might. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, let me get some tools. We'll pull the starter off of here, put the new one on it, and then we'll move on to the carburetor. Okay. Got some tools. 10, 11, and 12. That should take this whole tractor apart. The dogs are talking to each other. Not my dogs. Although she would join in the party if she were here. Okay. That ain't a 10 on a starter. Maybe it's 11. Yes, it is. Starter wire disconnected. That's a 10. On a starter itself. There it is. I'm probably going to keep it, but I'm going to put a note on it. I mean, it works, but it don't work good. But it might be one of those deals where you buy something and you really want to know if it runs before you spend money on it. Yeah, that kind of deal. So here's the new one. Ain't it pretty? We'll take this little guard and the 2 bolts, slide them right in. Put that there for the moment. For the moment. About that tight. Yep. That looks like a 12 now. Used to be 11. Now I think it's a 12. No. It's 11. Shall we see if the starter works? We did put new battery in it, but that old starter put the squeeze on it. It might fire up. We were flooding it. When we were trying to start it the other day. Okay. I don't know if the brake is set. Let me look. Yep, I think it is. Oh, that's right. This has that deck pedal. I'm on the wrong side. The brake is over here. What in the heck? There we go. Score. Okay. I think it's carburetor time. I might stick the battery charger on that battery because we really hurt it with that old starter. Okie doke. I gotta remember to order. There's a little flange gasket thing that goes between this air cleaner and here, the shroud. We gotta get all the bolts in this shroud too. That one's easier to get to with the air cleaner removed. Glue that in there. Filter's pretty yucky. I got some on the shelf. We got to have our 10mm. One nut, two nut. Oh, we got to disconnect the breather hose. Maybe not. Hang there, buddy. Just hang there. Got to get the gasoline line off. Let me get a couple tools for that. You get a set of these at Harbor Freight, these fuel line pliers. They're awesome, I'm telling you. You don't have a set, get a set, and these are great for these clamps. Have that out of the way. Disconnected. Now then, we just got to get the carb off and the linkages. Mississippi. Take a note of what hole that's in. There's 2 or 3 options there. Got that little plastic clip. It's always kind of a fight. There we go. Clip stayed in. It's in the center hole. Oh, maybe there's only 2 holes. Anyway, this is what I was referring to. The clip is there. I don't know if the new carburetor came with a new clip. We're about to find out. Okay. I don't know why I keep the old ones, but I do. Sort of gasket. came off with it. Okay. Carburetor and starter both Amazon. Can't remember what the starter was, around 30 bucks I think. Carburetor around 15 bucks I think. Ooh, that's a little different on the whole linkage thing. Hope it works. Hope it works. See if they gave me a new one of them. Or if I gotta salvage that antique one. It's not looking good. I don't see a new one in the box. Yeah. Well, golly, gotta save that old one. Try the needle nose. Don't want to break it or lose it. Okay, I'm going to take this in on the bench on the back side, try to squeeze the little tabs together. Be right back. Alright, I got that piece on there. So we got to put the gaskets on. So the smaller diameter goes on the engine block. Then the other is for the air cleaner side. Let's put the linkages back on carefully. Like that. That went pretty smooth, by the way. Whoop. Whoop. Come on, Glenn. Let's do that first. Then the gasket. Then the gas line back on. Slide that clamp on. Like that. Like that. This has a clamp under it. Like that. Guys, I'm going to take this in the solvent tank and get it a clean, and I'll be back. Right, we got this clean. I went ahead and put all those cowl bolts stuff in there too while I was at it, before I forgot them. Breather hose back on. I'm gonna move that clamp. Put it back on. Gaskets on. One nut. Two nut. Lugga duggas. Tight. Okay. I'm gonna throw this back on with no filter in it after I put the gasket back down. gonna put a couple tools away and we'll fire it up. All right. Remember the carburetor's empty. It's got a fuel pump, so she's gonna have to crank a little. Let me move you over here. Charger's still hooked up. Battery's probably fully charged now. That'll be good. Chokage. Here we go. Okay, that was not successful. And then I don't have throttle control. Let me see what the heck is going on. I'll show you what I got going on here. So this throttle back here is rubbing against this plastic piece here. So I've got it loose, obviously. I'm going to take it off. I have a second real thick gasket. I'm going to add a second gasket behind there. That's how we're going to fix it. Give me a minute. Alright, throttle is now moving freely. It just stuck the governor arm right in place. Just only when I like torqued it down. But it's good now. 2 gaskets. Alright. This should be better. I think the hydraulic thing is pulled back here. Because you wouldn't go let it smoke out of here and open. Smokage already better. The tire went flat again. Let me pump my compressor. Alright, there is something going on with the governor linkage and such. We'll do that in a different video, a different day. Let's take this thing for a little drive, shall we? Oh yeah. Take the brake off. surprising what people will live with. Alright. Alright guys, this video got long, but got, I would say, successful. We got some things to sort out still, but yeah, it does run and drive and ride, and it mows, sorta. It needs some work, but we know what we need to do, so that's good to go then. But alright, so we did starter, battery, cables, carburetor, got a few parts to get. I think we'll order a complete deck kit. Things vibrating a lot, so the blades aren't straight or good or anything. So we'll probably do a deck rebuild on it this winter. And yeah, so if you guys got any questions or whatever, fire away. Appreciate you watching the videos. Appreciate the comments. We'll catch those comments in the morning, or whatever morning after you comment will be awesome. And thumbs up on the way out. We'll catch you guys on the next video.